With so many epic equipment in the game, which one should you buy and upgrade? Well, let's break down the epic equipment that gives you the most value for your ores, so you know exactly what to buy and upgrade first. Well, why not start off with the new Heroic Torch equipment? Now, the Heroic Torch is a brand new piece of equipment that has only been out for a few days, but thanks to pre-release testing, we already have a good idea of its strengths and limitations. It's definitely usable, especially if you've set up a strong funnel to keep your troops inside the base and prevent them from splitting. But its main drawbacks are its low damage reduction stat, which is only 10%, and its short 20-second duration. If your troops get stalled by something like the Tornado Trap or Ice Golem CC, the value drops fast. And since it's confined to an aura like the Eternal Tome or Healing Tome, you're limited by how many troops can actually benefit from it. That said, it can still work well in armies that use troops like Electro Titans, Super Yetis, and even regular Yetis, as these are troops that benefit from walking through walls. But compared to other equipment, like the Eternal Tome or Healing Tome, the Heroic Torch just doesn't offer the same impact. In most cases, these abilities will bring more value than a short boost to speed, a small damage reduction, and no clipping through walls. So, I recommend avoiding it for now, but if you have every equipment already, it's a decent pickup, but I wouldn't spend my ores on it. However, the Spiky Ball is exactly the opposite. This is one of the first epic equipment you should be unlocking and upgrading thanks to its flexibility with the Barbarian King's other equipment and its raw strength. The Spiky Ball offers a high HP and DPS boost for your king, plus a ton of projectile damage, making it far more impactful than something like the Heroic Torch. It's arguably the king's best equipment, with value in nearly any strategy, whether you're pushing deep into the base or setting up a funnel. If you're pushing into the core, pairing it with the Earthquake Boots delivers huge utility and damage along with your troops to keep them moving. If you're funneling, the Spiky Ball and Snake Bracelet combo is a goldmine, offering enough control to keep your units from wandering. Both setups give your king great utility or survivability while keeping pressure on the base. And with this equipment being purchasable from this Splash Bash event store, I recommend getting this first if you do not have it yet. And if you plan on getting the event pass, consider using my creator code, CodeCorrupt, to support me and everything I do here on the channel. From here, I recommend getting and upgrading the Electro Boots. This epic is arguably one of the best equipment in the entire game, as it excels in any attack, whether you're running a Royal Champion charge, clearing back-end defenses, or using her in core-heavy armies like the Root Rider Smash or Super Yeti Smash. Its value is unmatched, especially since it synergizes well with almost all of her other equipment, aside from one obvious exception. With its strong passive DPS, solid HP, and built-in self-healing, it's a must-have if you're using the Royal Champion in any attack. Another solid epic equipment to prioritize and upgrade is the Action Figure. This equipment is a clear upgrade for your Archer Queen, whether you are running air or ground strategies, and regardless if she's inside the base or not. While the Action Figure shines mainly from level 21 and above, it's still a great epic to unlock and upgrade early on. The Giant offers high HP and DPS, keeping the queen protected while boosting her survivability with the self-healing, bonus damage, and even more HP from her hero boost. It also pairs extremely well with equipment like the Magic Mirror, Healer Puppets, and Giant Arrow. No matter the strategy, this epic will help you keep your queen alive and can even break through walls thanks to the ×2 damage multiplier on walls that the Giant provides. This epic is also purchasable from the Splash Bash event, so I recommend getting it if you do not have it unlocked yet. Speaking of which, the Magic Mirror is another epic equipment I recommend getting. While it is slightly less flexible than the Action Figure, this equipment is still a strong pick for any ground army, whether you're funneling or pushing through the core. Its strength comes from the high DPS it can deal with 3 Archer Queens, as you're able to clear buildings and defenses quickly. It also pairs well with the Action Figure or Healer Puppets, helping to keep your queens alive whether they are funneling or deep inside the base. Its main drawback, however, is in air attacks, where it lacks survivability and utility that makes it less effective. In these cases, the giant arrow is usually the better option due to being able to snipe defenses easily. From here, I suggest picking up the Rocket Spear next. While it's not essential for your Royal Champion to function, this equipment does have some solid uses, especially when paired with the Seeking Shield or Electro Boots. Thanks to its extended range and multiple spears, it can fit well in a variety of strategies. It can kick off a Royal Champion charge, help snipe defenses in the core or back end of the base, or it can even assist with funneling like in triple clone dragon attacks, where the burst damage from the spears helps keep your dragons funneled. So while I do recommend unlocking it, it's not a must-have if you don't have it already. As for the Fireball, this is another equipment that is worth getting. This epic isn't the most flexible option, but it's arguably one of the most powerful pieces of equipment in the game, mainly because of its synergy with the earthquake spells and its already high projectile damage. It pairs exclusively with the Rage Gem, but that works in your favor, especially if you're running healers. The boosted healing under the Rage Gem complements troops like Super Yetis, Super Witches, Throwers, and Root Riders as it keeps them alive. So if you would like to use Fireball armies, this is a solid pickup, but this might need to be level 24 to get a larger damage radius. Now these are the 6 epic equipment that you should unlock and upgrade first due to how strong and flexible they are, making them quite useful in nearly every situation. However, from here we have more niche choices that you can get or you can just ignore. The Giant Gauntlet is still a fairly decent epic equipment with its solid damage reduction and ability to do splash damage. However, it does lack utility and flexibility like the Spiky Ball, mainly due to its only good synergy being with the Rage Vial, as it can be great within the base in a hero dive, but only if you're using him along with the Log Launcher. Otherwise, there are just better choices than this one that makes the King much more useful and flexible. Additionally, the Snake Bracelet is another decent choice as it offers a ton of HP to your king in addition to spawning snakes, which albeit are weak, but can work quite well with the king's already higher HP pool. With that said, it only pairs well with the Spiky Ball as it offers a much higher total HP pool, which makes your king insanely good for funneling, and with the Spiky Ball, you can snipe buildings over walls or finish off any buildings as the king can usually stay alive with so much HP. However, it's often just not worth using as often since the queen can also set the funnel, making this only a decent choice for Root Rider attacks or within hard mode. As for the Dark Crown, it can be quite a solid choice for dragon-based attacks, as when more dragons die, up to 9 of them, they will make your prince pretty strong with a 30% overall boost to his DPS and HP. This, however, does come at a cost of needing to charge it over time, which isn't a bad thing if its stats were only slightly higher than what Henchman Puppets give you immediately at max level. If you do find that the Dark Crown is a strong choice, then you can go for it, but I recommend sticking with the Henchman Puppets as it offers more flexibility and utility while not costing any Starry Ore. And finally, we have the Lavaloon Puppet and Frozen Arrow. Both epic equipment aren't really worth using or upgrading due to their low flexibility and strength compared to other options each hero has. The Lavaloon Puppet did get an indirect buff in the June update thanks to the addition of the Ice Block spell and Eternal Tome rework, but it's still just outclassed by the other equipment that works more reliably for both air and ground armies. Frozen Arrow, on the other hand, has an issue where it just lacks value compared to other flexible equipment like the Magic Mirror and Action Figure. So I would recommend avoiding them entirely because they're not really going to do much for your account in the long run. So here is a recommended unlock and upgrade path that I'd go with for each epic equipment. This should give you a plan of which epic equipment to upgrade and unlock and which ones you shouldn't even waste your ores on. So I do recommend checking out my minimum level video for every equipment that will help you find the best value for your ores.